founder of House of Tulip, which provides resources for transgender and gender nonconforming community members in New Orleans. In 2021, Mariah became the first transgender woman to run for New Orleans City Council. Yes, make some noise for that. Her work has been featured in various publications, including Vogue, Essence, The Guardian, New York Times, Huffington Post, Washington Blade, and so many, many others. Please put your hands together for the fabulous, the wonderful, the amazing Mariah Moore.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Oh, yes, it's early, but we're here. Y'all went out last night?
Yeah.
Some of y'all not being honest. Because I saw some of y'all as I was on my way out, meaning to my hotel to go to bed. But listen, this is a very special conversation. It's not often that we get to actually talk to the ones who paved the way for us. As we know, we lost so many of our pioneers. So this is why it's so extra special to have Miss Major here with us. And I just want to add that she deserves, and when she comes out, I just need you all to show her just a most momentous applause, because she has worked through health issues and she has still been determined in getting here, and she sacrificed a lot and she still continues to sacrifice so much to be here. So if we could give a round of applause for the incomparable, the pioneer, the activist, the mother of the movement, Major Griffin-Gracy.
Keep it going.
She's coming, y'all.
The anticipation of it all.
Okay, Major. You still fucking here, huh? Okay. And fabulous.
Thank you.
Major, 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 major.
Okay.
Hello. Okay, Mother Diva.
All right, Miss Major. Good morning.
Good morning.
You look wonderful.
Thank you.
If I would have known we were doing gowns, I had a couple in my room. I know. You didn't call me though. I should, you know. You usually give me a little ring. And I just want to tell you a little story, but about Miss Major. So Miss Major is someone who is so selfless, just an all-around nurturer, and just someone who just shows so much care. So Miss Major goes through her phone tree, honey, and she calls at least once a month. And I know that I get the call and so many others get the call. And it's just simple. How you doing? How you feeling? What do you need? Right? And it's so affirming. And I know that you take so much time to do that, and you've been doing that for years. So I just want to say thank you. Because that call has really, in many ways, been restorative for me in moments that were really hard, that you don't even probably know and we've not talked about. So I just want to say thank you. Yeah. So we're here to talk about a few things. You know, you're not new to this, and I know that you're going to give us so much encouragement as we move through this conversation and so many takeaways. But I just want to start by acknowledging the moment with you. I know this is something that is not new to you, yes. And so can you just talk a little bit about the moment and how it reminds you of so many things that you faced in your time as you were a younger person, and what that looks like now and how you were able to move through that?
You know, that's it, okay. It had to do with the fact that the straight world and there's people who claim to like us don't care one way or the other. I do it for you. They don't care about us. And they don't care so much so that it got to the point of this election, it was blatant, obvious, and to the point. Because otherwise, 7 million people would have voted. They didn't vote. Now, why didn't they vote? They didn't vote because they don't care about us. They never gave a damn about whether or not we survived or not. And so the point is that we're going to get through this 4 years. We've got to get together and stand up and be counted, every one of us, and stand in their face and let them know we're not going anywhere. And we've been through worse. So he ain't shit to me. He don't mean a goddamn thing to me. He don't mean nothing to me. He's not my president. Period.
Yeah, and to your point, yes, absolutely. And to your point about them not ever caring about us, we know that these systems were not designed for us, and they have never kept us safe.
No.
Can you talk about, back pre-Stonewall, during Stonewall, what did collective care look like? How did we actually take care of each other?
Well, you can go back further than that.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve, They had 2 children, Cain and Abel. Oh, let's see, why did Cain kill Abel? Oh, he wore his shoes. Well, you don't wear girls' shoes. Everything else is fair game, but shoes, no. So if it's been that long ago, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Where they come from? They didn't pay nothing, no attention. And so we get caught in that wash, And so what's the matter if they live or die? Honestly. They can fall over now, fall on the floor, I don't care, I'll run over, don't matter. So,
I know me and you have talked a lot personally about what it looks like for us to just care for each other and open our homes to one another, provide food for one another, pool our resources together, right? In that time, how did you all do that? How did you all find each other? How did community come together?
If you're walking down the street, you know a girl on the other side of the street. And so you yell, hey, how you doing, And that's how you met them, and you got to know them. And look, if you cook 1 pot of beans, you can cook 2 for 2. If you cook 2, you cook 3. So we did that, And the time was that we pulled it together, all of us, There wasn't this petty bickering that goes on now. And we got to stop the petty bickering. That little shit that goes on between girls, well, it's over now. It has to stop. Because now, more than ever, we have one enemy. One. Donald Trump. And we got to stand up, fight him every way possible. Join a group that you believe in. Join a group that believes in what you believe in. And then stay with that group. You don't have time now to be bickering and arguing and all that shit that we go through at this time, Stay there for after this 4 years. Get his motherfucking ass out of there, If there's some kind of magic route we can take or disavow the segment, do something, but make sure you get rid of him. is bad news, and it's bad news for us.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So you talked about finding an organization or a group that you believe in.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you go about finding that group or that group of folks that you believed in?
When I got started, there wasn't any groups. You gotta remember, it was a while back. But you find somebody that believes what you believe, and then you listen to them. You find out whether they believe all the things you believe in, and some things they may not. But you stick with them. You stay with the course, and through that you get a larger group, and a larger group, and a larger group, and then you go out and invite the person who's calling you about them.
I think we call that base building, people. See? You talk about finding folks that you believe in and groups that you believe in, but I know you pretty well, and I know your story really, really well. And I know that, you've navigated the prison industrial complex. And I know that you built a relationship with someone that you may not have agreed with while you were incarcerated. And that person was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks to how you, even in that time, worked across lines and, worked.
Yeah.
Can you talk to our folks a little bit about that?
Well, Black was I guess you call him an activist, but he believed in people, and he believed in fair and the right to treat you right. If you deserve something, you got it. And so that was important to me because he sat me down and read me books that I should have read before I was even involved in this thing, and he showed me that, as much as I was thinking I was helping my community with all of you, every last one of you, I wasn't doing enough. And so I started to listen to him and read the books, and he was right, I wasn't following through on the way it should have been done. And so ever since then, I've tried to live my life accordingly, and be of service to any girl that needs me, and that helps. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you so passionately speak about taking on the framework of someone who was the total opposite of you in both identity and organizing strategy, right?
Yeah.
And so that's so profound because that was a time when, we were so siloed as a community, right?
And very hidden.
And so I think the message in that is how each of you had a profound impact on each other. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so during this moment in time, we're in such a new time with social media and all of these new emerging platforms that allow folks to have immediate access to one another. What are some ways that young people can, number one, responsibly use social media, but what are some of the things that are important to think about as they continue to amplify their voices?
Well, the thing to do is they got to pay attention to the system that is there, And if you find someone that believes what you believe, then listen to them. Follow it and see if it means something to you. And if it doesn't, go with that. Because if you go with it, and it doesn't mean anything to you, you're not going to accomplish anything. Nothing, So believe in it and go with it, You really don't have a choice because the social media crap is shit. It's all turned to mud right now. And do you need that mud on top of this other crap? No, we don't need it, So don't use it. Shit, that's so glad you hate your brother. And hey, I hate to say this, but I need my brothers and sisters. Everybody needs everybody else, and we need each other, all of us. So we stand up as one people, one purpose to get rid of that bullshit that's existing in this country now. We can do it. Because the thing is, we know how to survive. We've been through it many, many times before.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't have said that better. We do know how to survive. And we've always practiced collective care, radical care.
Always.
Always, yes. And you know, at TLC, we are always saying and leaning into the fact that care is our legacy.
Yeah.
And I think that each and every person sitting here listening, each and every person that's at this conference, is a reflection of that legacy that you created, a legacy of care. So thank you. Give Miss Major a round of applause right now. Yes, yes, absolutely. I can name so many ways that I see not just you, but other pioneers. I see glimpses of you all, not even at this conference, but as I travel around the country. You know, I see glimpses of everything that you've done for us and the foundation that you've built through the way our youth continue to show up, right?
Yes.
You know, I see glimpses of that in the ways in which things have progressed, right? Even in the face of resistance, right? Yes, absolutely. And I think that even though this is a tough time, we have to lean into that.
Yes.
We have to lean into the fact that we can see those glimpses of all the work that was put in.
Yeah.
And I said it earlier at this conference that the price has been paid. The path has been paved. And you are a shining example of that. And so this is not just a space for you to continue to educate, but this is a space for you to also get your flowers and to be celebrated.
Wow.
Yes, 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 absolutely, yes. And you know, later on we'll have a Q&A, but I really just want to ask that folks, rather than just lean into mostly questions, also just state, you know, the impact that all the work, not just Ms. Major, but every person that's come before us, the impact that it's had on you. I think we've had such a transformative week at this conference that, you know, this is like the icing on the cake. We get to sit at the feet of an elder, right? Because Kiara said it yesterday, everybody not an elder, some people just old. This is an elder. So I want to go back to care. So I know you moved to Arkansas. Hey, you know, I'm in Louisiana. Hey, neighbor. Can you talk about a little bit of what you're creating there? I know you created this oasis. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Well, I moved to Arkansas because of my car.
Okay.
Not a 70 Cadillac. And so I moved there because I was standing outside the theater when my movie came out. And I was standing there and I saw cars, big cars, riding up and down the street. And I said, now, this is the kind of street that my car would look absolutely fabulous. So I went home and I told my lover that we got to move to Arkansas. And so he said, well, what's in Arkansas? I said, roads, they're so wide. And so we moved. And there we are, you know. And once I was there, you know, I noticed that the people in the South were leaving home to go to California and New York to get their surgeries and so. And it didn't seem right to me that they would leave a place that they loved and considered home. And so I said, well, there's got to be something that can be done. Through a process of sorting out what to do, I would have a place for rest and respite, and you could be yourself there, you know. And so I started off with one place, and now I had two. And so you can come there and you can be yourself, you know, swim with or without the pool, with or without the, you know, accoutrements, you know. This is just clothing, so now this other stuff, eat this stuff, as we all know, you know. So come there and be with it or without it, because I don't care, and you shouldn't care. The world is outside, nice neighborhood, lovely attitude. Oh, nice place. I wonder what people live there. Well, don't come over there to say that, because you'll be shocked.
So it's, you know, and I had some friends. I've been to your home,
Yes,
and
you
it's nice, y'all. It's spacious. They have pool and stuff. And I think that, you know, what I heard was that you are creating an oasis where folks can escape from these boxes that we are trying to, where they're trying to force us to live within, right? What you're saying is you can come and just be free and show up as your authentic self without fear, and just escape the reality of the outside world for a little while. And I think that's what we need.
Everybody needs that.
Everybody needs that.
Everybody needs that. So, you know, you write the mail, you just send your form, and you come here. And you don't pay for anything. Nothing. The flight out, the care, the return, everything is covered by us.
You're gonna have a waiting list after this, Miss Major.
I do, already.
So Miss Majors needs y'all to drive some funds,
Yes.
so we can start getting that waiting list knocked down, so folks can keep getting in there.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to talk to you a little bit about inspiration. You know, we all have someone that inspires us. You inspired me. You've inspired me so deeply. When you were coming up and kind of navigating the world as a young person, who was your inspiration?
I didn't have one. You know, it had to be me. Because my parents were what they were, you know, and they did what they thought was best. And I understand that, you know. And my most antagonistic person was my mother. And so she made me tough. And so from there, I went on and did what I thought would be the best. And look at, you know, yeah, gotta go.
Well, I mean, that's the purpose of a pioneer. You wrote the playbook for us, so.
I guess.
Yeah. So you talked about folks leaving home.
Oh, thanks.
Another pioneer, ladies and gentlemen. And our siblings, Miss Tracy O'Brien. You talked about folks leaving their homes out of fear and, you know, out of scarcity and lack of access to things. And I know it was important to you to create something that, you know, really kept folks home and gave them an outlet so that they could feel safe, right? What would you say to someone who is considering leaving their home and everything they know because they don't have access to gender-affirming care or they don't feel safe?
Well, now it's kind of different, but check out the area first, and that means everywhere, because the black market is just as good as the white market, you know? Hormones are hormones, you know? get them where you can and get as much as you can, because that gives you a feeling of belonging, you know. And when you get that, you feel right. You feel in tune with what you think you are, you know, and you follow to its end. After a while, you know, you get to where you think you exhausted it. Well, before you jump up and leave, make sure that nothing else is available to you. And then pick a place that is conducive to what you believe in. And you go there. Yeah.
So this is going to be a hard question, because you take care of so many people, and I know you have like a nice exec team, right?
Yeah.
You got your team, and you also take care of them. Mm-hmm. But how do you take care of yourself? What do you do to unplug, and what do you do? What brings you joy?
I sleep. I look at TV. I look at a lot of TV. And I enjoy watching my feet in the flowers and sand and the dirt, you know, because that puts me in touch with the earth, because we're all a part of one another, all of us, you know. And if not, I wouldn't feel as if I'm connected to all the people in this room, you know, because I have that in my life. And when they come out to see me, they will leave here with that feeling. And that's what it is, you know, it's a feeling. Yeah.
What is, yes, I'm so honored that I get to share this with you. I mean, we had a conversation in New Orleans at another conference not too long ago, and I think we were in a room of lawyers, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was.
No, they was arguing.
Lawyers are good in their place.
We need them. We need them, honey, but Lord, they just got to show their brain.
Yeah.
God bless you. Me and Miss Major were sitting there like, we actually have something to talk about. No, but it was great. But we talked in that moment too about the fact that everything is not going to be solved through legislation, right? Everything is not going to be solved through a lawsuit. We have to go back to the basics, right? And I know that a lot of our young folks, back to the basics is going to look different for them in this new digital age, but our young folks are determined, right? They are vigilant, and they're going to ensure that their voices are heard. What is one call to action that you have for young people?
Well, like I said, you know, they've got to find a group or something that they can stick to and believe in, something that they themselves want to see happen. You know, and stay with them and work with them and find out what are their inner workings, and then ingratiate themselves in that. And then they can take it anywhere they want to take it from there, you know. Because when you look around here, you realize that we're all one. Every one of us, the men, the women, you know. What would it be if we did not have that? If we didn't have this, you know, and thank God, you know, we have it now. And so we can't give this up. This is so much a core of what we are and what we mean to one another and what we are to one another. Because without you all, I'm nothing. And we all deserve to be something to somebody, sometime, you know. It's all we got. We're all we got. And we've got to hold on to it with both our hands.
Holding on, absolutely. And holding on sometimes is so hard for specifically young people. I know, you know, studies come out and they they've always and said for a while now that young people, you know, take their own lives because they don't feel seen, they don't feel heard, they don't feel supported. What is one way that we as a community, and I know we talk about this a lot with the infighting and all that, what is one way we can intentionally make sure that we're supporting our community beyond our differences? What does that look like? And I know you have a lot of experience in it, because back in the day, the stories I've heard from some elders, maybe the girls didn't play. So how did you all support each other, and how can we model that now?
What you can do is keep in touch with them. You know, when one or two come up to you, keep their in mind, you know. Every now and then reach out to them, you know, because that one contact can last them. They can have something to hold on to. And that's so important, because without that, it just fade away. And we don't want that. We want to make it us as strong and as vigilant and possible, you know, because we have a lot to do, you know. Fighting this guy's going to be tough, but we've done it before, so that's no big deal. But the young people have not. They've only had this. They don't know what to do. But if the older people, everybody older, would just write them or see them or say hello, you know. It doesn't hurt to smile, you know. It doesn't hurt to care about them, you know, because they're another person. And it just might be another trans person. Oh no, another trans person, you know. And keep it going. Keep that faith alive, because without that, it's just fade away, you know. And we're not going to let it fade away, not on my watch.
So I think Ms. Major just made a call to action that even if we are busy, right, we need to be prioritizing time to connect with our youth, to send positive messages of support, and prioritize our young folks in an intentional way.
Yes.
Yeah, and also not just our young folks, each other, right? Taking time to not just talk about the work, to not just talk about the travels. Let's take time to actually see how each other are doing, right? And I think another reason why Ms. Major created the Oasis is because we're no good, and you told me this, I would be no good to anybody else if I didn't have a full cup to pour from. Right. And so if I burn out, I probably won't return to movement, and we can't have that. We cannot allow each other to burn out, and I think we need to create those networks of support so that we hold each other and that each other can step away and be able to come back refreshed and replenished to fight again.
That's right, give it absolute, total fucking hell.
Speaking of another pioneer, the first trans woman elected to public office is sitting on the front row, Ms. Andrea Jenkins. All right, Minneapolis City Council.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, I feel so honored. This is just the best. I just get to sit here and just absorb all this. Miss Major, what do you have to say to the Black trans women specifically, right? Who feel alone,
left out, unseen, unbothered.
yeah. What do you have to say to us?
Well, first of all, stop the inner bickering.
Say it one more time.
Stop the inner bickering. Because, you know, that is destroyed the movement quickly, without fail. Because right now, we have a common enemy, one, and we need to concentrate on him. Because they constantly want to complain about this is the money, or this has got the money, this didn't get to go to France, wherever. Well, that's nice, and oh well, you didn't go to France. Go another time, because you need it now here, you know, do this, you know, and if they stop that, they can see that they have something to fight for and fight against. They'll do good. And all they have to do is stop the bickering.
Miss Major says, stop fighting amongst each other and start fighting for our people. And I'm not absolved from that either. Well, I want to thank you so much for offering. This is so much more than just a conversation. This is going to be a manifesto that will be utilized for many, many years to come. And I think there are so many takeaways from this short but sweet and profound conversation that it's going to be so beneficial for so many people. But we have about 10-ish minutes, maybe, for questions or comments.
Oh, this will be good.
And you can just raise your hand. Now I know Miss Major didn't just give us all this and nobody has anything to say. Don't be shy.
It's just one thing, and the world knows.
So I don't necessarily have a question. I want to join the Give You Your Flowers crowd. I would not be standing here today doing the work that I do if it was not because of you. Right now, I want folks to know I am the director of organizing at Advocates for Trans Equality, and I am a black trans man doing this work on a national scale because somebody, my elder, like Miss Major, told me I can, told me not to stop, told me to keep fighting, and I've done just that. My homage is to you. This work that I do is to continue to pay honor to you and to the work that you've always done so that you can rest, so that you can continue to rest and know that we got it. We got it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I think.
Hi, Miss Major. For all of y'all, hi. I am Daniel Trujillo. My pronouns are he, him. I'm 17 years old. And like this awesome dude right here just said, I just want to thank you, Miss Major. I mean, there's only like, you and all of your work is the reason I get to live such a full childhood and the reason why me and my family and all my community can like live happily in this like modern day. And I just want to thank you for everything you've done. We honor you, we love you, and I don't know, thank you.
I also wanted to thank you, Miss Major. I've been able to be a GSA president in high school and college, and even have that resource to be able to give back to my community because of you and the others who've done the work to create GSA spaces, to create queer spaces. I was able to go to Creating Change the first time ever because of my GSA and because of my college paying to get us here. And that would have never happened if you all hadn't done the work first.
Hi, Ms. Major and crowd. My name is Magnolia Varria. I'm a trans woman. Thank you for setting that path for us. And I have a question. How do we, the trans youth of today, I'm 21, set ourselves up to become the trans elders of the future?
I keep going forward. Don't go backwards, go forward. Then you get there. It's a matter of time. That's all it is.
Thank you. Hi, Sam. My pronouns are she, her, and I also just want to thank you. This is a really scary time right now, and so I think I get through this. We're going to keep fighting. It's so important and has been really humbling and inspiring. And so thank you, and we're going to keep fighting. And yes, rest, and we will be here, and we're going to keep the movement going. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Major.
Dolly.
The reason why I'm sitting here in this chair today is because of Major. Over 40 years ago, she walked into my life. And I will be forever indebted to you. We come from a time unlike these times we're going through now. Starting all this 40, 50 years ago, it was just as frightening because we didn't know where we were going or who wanted to partner with us or who wanted to be our allies and friends and to love on us. And Major said something. She always says this, you don't have to throw anyone under a bus to move forward, to create something. I went AWOL from the United States Navy in 1979. I met Major. She said, Queen, go back to the Navy. She said, you're a woman, you need to be there. Amen. And this was long before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, Don't Knock on My Door, Don't Bother Me. And I went back and I was my true and unapologetic self. And got an honorable discharge after 10 years. And Major, I owe you my life and I will forever love you and keep you. She held me in her bosom so many years. I'm gonna hold you in my bosom. So I love you, Major. I love you so much.
The Navy in 79.
79.
We can do anything. We can do anything.
Hi, Miss Major. My name is Asher. My pronouns are they, them. I run an LGBTQ center at a public university in North Carolina. I'm from South Carolina, so y'all from there, you know, it hasn't been easy. We've been impacted a lot by DEI policies, anti-DEI policies, all of that. But the one thing that always brings me back to the work that I do is y'all that pave the way. And I have never been able to meet an elder before in my life because of where I'm from, and our community is so small. And it means so much to me to be able to be here and to be able to see you. It is thinking of y'all and all the work that you've done for us that keeps me doing the work in the hard-ass times that we are doing it. And I just want to say thank you so much. I thank you for everything that you've done. You're an inspiration, and it has been the highlight of my life to see you here today. But thank you.
Thank you. I also just want to go back because Miss Billy didn't introduce herself, but ladies and gentlemen, that's Miss Billy Cooper right there. But I'm going to introduce her. That's Miss Billy Cooper right there. And I think that what's important to know about Miss Billy Cooper is the power of storytelling and the fact that she shares her story. And do I have permission to share a little? Yes. So when we talk about eradicating stigma and removing stigma from folks living with HIV, this is a shining example of someone who has always offered her story up for public consumption to change hearts and minds and to make sure that folks have access to the care that they need. So thank you. As much as you're thanking others, thank you and recognize that for yourself. And we thank you for that.
Hello, my name is Carmabelle Marshall. I am the co-chair for the Trans Wellness Coalition and the first Black trans woman to run for House of Representatives in Kentucky. knowing that we've been here before, how did you deal with loneliness? Being in Kentucky, we don't have a really strong Black trans community, and it really is devastating to my spirit to look around and feel all alone when I'm trying to stand up and be there for our community, and no one's there to stand up behind me to help fight for the home that I believe in, that I now believe is at risk because of these hateful legislations that are coming through.
You have to stand up for you. Because you stand up for you, you stand up for all the people that can't do it now. But they will. They'll follow your example.
Yes.
I have a question, especially for, I know along the way you've lost a lot of close people to you.
Yeah.
How do you deal with grief? How can you help young people as they're going through this to deal with the grief that they'll lose along the way? You'll lose things along the way. Friends, sometimes family.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of grieving through the process. How do you deal with grief?
I feel that when somebody passes away, they close their eyes for the very last time. They leave a part of themselves with me to carry on, to have the strength to go on forward, to keep moving at all the points forward, never backwards. That's how I keep going. So nobody's never lost, because they're inside me.
Hi, Mr. Major. My name is Alexander Griggs. Karma is my partner and fiance, and I live in Louisville, Kentucky with her. I co-chair the Trans Wellness Coalition, and I work for the Fairness Campaign. And I just want to say how, just to join that, giving you your flowers, because before I knew any Black trans people, including my Auntie Dawn, where the only thing that you could find was white people where I come from, because that's what was Googleable. A white trans woman told me about your documentary and it changed my life. And I watched it over and over and over again, just for comfort to know that there were Black trans elders out there. And I just want to say thank you. And when the first time when I met you, you hugged me like you knew me, and that meant everything to me. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Major, it's Andrea, and I just want to publicly state that you are a true inspiration to so many people, including me. Each and every day I just think about the doors that you open and the trail that you and so many others blaze, and it gives me inspiration to move forward. And I'm just looking at 3 Black trans women that are sitting next to you that are gonna be leading in public office, and it just warms my heart to know that this movement is gonna keep going. We're still here, and we're gonna keep fighting.
Wow. Miss Major, I want to just thank you again for allowing and trusting me to lead and guide us through this conversation, but to also the fact that this is not the first time you have trusted me to guide us through a conversation, and that means a lot. Just almost. Yeah, but Miss Major want to know what's going on.
Where's my ride at? It's my car ride.
But I want to just reiterate that to be trusted with this legacy to be able to sit beside and help relay a message of this great and profound leader, pioneer, right? It is the greatest gift, award, anything that I have ever been able to receive. And it will be the thing that keeps me anchored as we continue to navigate these uncertain times. Because I'm not going to continue to use the words rough and tough and frightening, just uncertain.
Yeah.
We're just uncertain. And I'm going to be and make a commitment to not move forward with anger, resentment, but hope. Because Ms. Major says we don't have to throw anyone else under the bus, right? To create changes and to keep people safe, to keep people alive, thriving and fighting. So I'm gonna hold that with me as I continue to navigate this. But I want each and every one of you to please give a thunderous round of applause for Ms. Major, everything that she's done for us, and the lineage in which she's created for us. Thank you again, Ms. Major.
Over here, ladies, look this way. Mariah, Major.
Thank y'all so much for coming out. Thank you for giving your flowers to this legend. If you want to chat with Ms. Major, please give us just a moment. You can meet her over at her booth over here in the corner to my